Good morning. Hello. I'm Deacon Cammie Houpt, and I've been serving in the Las Vegas area for a little over 2 years. I come from the Diocese of Colorado, where I was ordained 15 years ago this November. I served at 2 parishes in Colorado, and I also served on the Commission on Ministry and also the Bishop's Advisory Committee on Ordination. I'm excited and enthusiastic about having been invited to serve on the clergy team for Semunye. I really am excited about the new challenge and the opportunity for ministry and getting to know new friends at Epiphany. This whole thing is a bit intimidating, and perhaps you feel the same apprehension as I do. However, I believe that things will fall into place as we go along. Now, I've been asked to do this Tuesday tune-up thing, and this is a scary new experience for me. But I would like to talk with you about iconography and how I got interested in this sacred art form and began to take painting lessons and learning to paint these icons. You can see some of my work here. A few years ago, I attended the Diocesan Convention in Colorado, and I hooked up with a whole bunch of my friends from the formation program we all were part of. In conversation with one of my friends, he told me all about his study of iconography and how he was taking lessons and learning to paint them. He was so inspiring that I got busy looking into it. I had always been drawn to icons. I really had. I'd seen them in galleries and churches and museums, and I'd actually purchased one. It's a copy of the Archangel Michael. I bought some books on the subject, which you can see here too, and I studied and I read about all the usage of the sacred images. The more I read and studied, the more I wanted to paint them too. So I found a teacher and I started taking lessons. I learned a lot about the process and also more about the Orthodox Church. I would like to share some of what I learned with you. Now, according to ancient accounts, the first icon was made when this King Abgar, from this place I can't pronounce, who was dying of leprosy, he begged Jesus to save him. So Jesus sent him a gift, a healing gift. Jesus took a linen cloth, a piece of cloth, and he pressed his face on it, and it transferred his image to the cloth. This piece of cloth stayed in Edessa until about the 10th century. Then it got moved to Constantinople, and then ultimately it was lost, it disappeared. Now, St. Luke is regarded as the first real painter of an icon. I want to show you something. I don't know if you can see it, but St. Luke was, here he is. He painted 3 icons of Mary. Can you see it? This is I think it's an icon of him painting an icon. Anyway, he actually used the tabletop from the table. He used the wood from the table that Mary and St. John ate their meals on. Yeah. So that's what he did. Okay, where am I? Nearly all of the ancient icons were destroyed, and they were destroyed during the times of persecution in the first few centuries of Christianity. Then a bunch more were destroyed during the iconoclastic period of the 8th and 9th centuries. That was the time when the Islam was on the rise. And with Islam, images of the human visage or form are not allowed. It's considered idolatry. So a bunch of them were destroyed. Some of them also were destroyed due to fires and earthquakes and things like that. Many icons, though, did survive. And they can find them in the Roman catacombs, burial homes, and so forth, from Asia Minor all the way to Spain. Now, some are still found in Roman churches, mostly in the form of mosaics. The most significant collection of icons is at the monastery of St. Catherine at the foot of Mount Sinai. Generation after generation of faithful iconographers have devoutly copied older icons through the ages. And so we have images of some of the saints. For example, St. Peter was seen to have thick curly hair, where St. Paul was bald. And we know this from an icon. It was a metal bronze medallion, and it has the profiles of St. Peter and St. Paul looking at each other. And this was made maybe in the 2nd or 3rd centuries, and it resides now in the Vatican Museum. Christ's face has also been preserved. He's seen as a middle-aged man. He has regular features, brown eyes, a piercing gaze, dark brown hair to his shoulders, and a short beard and olive skin. Now, Russia was a treasure trove of iconography for generations. However, with the rise and fall of rulers and governments, much of these things were lost. The abdication of Tsar Nicholas II in 1917 and the Bolshevik Revolution became a period of such persecution as Christianity hadn't experienced since the time of Nero and Diocletian. Not only were countless icons destroyed, but millions of Orthodox believers perished as well. Most of the Russian icons that have survived were deeply hidden in homes. The 20th century has seen a rebirth of iconography, mainly because of those surviving icons. And now we can find good reproductions of the masterpieces in churches, in homes, and even in offices. It's not just a matter of reproductions, though. Increasingly, iconographers have been trained in the traditional methods and also in the spiritual meaning that sustains iconography. So, what does that spiritual meaning look like? Let me ask you a question. Do you have in your home a painting or a picture of some kind of event or a person that you love, something that you can remember? And when you look at this thing, you smile and you can be at peace. You remember. It's comforting. It makes you feel happiness and, like I said, peace. I have a picture on my bedroom wall that came from the early 1940s when my parents were engaged to be married. My mother was going to have a bridal shower, and my father's friends decided to play a joke on him and give him a shower as well. His gift was this picture. It's a print of a young lady holding a parasol. It's a pretty vintage thing. It became called Daddy's Girl, and it hung in my bedroom as a child. I love it. Nobody else does, but I do. It evokes memories, lots of memories and love, especially as my father died when I was only 8 years old. So I can look at this, and it's cool. It's nice. It's an important thing for me to have around. It hangs on my bedroom wall to this day. Henri Nouwen describes this feeling when he discusses gazing at an icon. Gazing is the best word to describe the core or the center of Eastern spirituality. Western spirituality focuses on listening. It's like the Benedictine idea. Whereas Eastern spirituality focuses on gazing and seeing. According to Nouwen, Icons are created for the sole purpose of offering access through the gate of the visible to the mystery of the invisible. I didn't really get this until I tried something. I'll show you. I took this icon. This is the face of Christ. Okay? And what I did was I covered up one side of his face. Can you see? And I looked into his eye. And when I looked into his eye, it was gentle, yes, but it also was all-knowing. Like he knew everything about me, all the good, all the bad. And I was convicted. I felt uncomfortable. I felt shame. Then I covered up the other side of his face. And when I gazed into this eye, I saw grace. I saw forgiveness. I saw love. It worked. I understood. I got it. I understood what words can't say. I've really enjoyed sharing this with you. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Now next time I will show you and talk to you about how to paint an icon like these. I will show you the traditional age-old method of egg tempera and using natural pigments, and I'll walk you through the process. By the way, this weekend there is a Greek festival at the Greek Orthodox Church on Hacienda, and if you're interested in going, there will be books on the subject, and there will be icons to see and all sorts of other stuff to do. Up to you if you like. Anyway, happy Tuesday tune-up.